What if we could walk through the crucible of the modern world at the very moment it was being forged? Today, with the aid of AI, we step back into the year 1750 to a place that was neither a grand capital nor an ancient cathedral city. We traveled to Birmingham, England, a town without a charter, without a member of parliament, but one that was already reshaping the destiny of nations through fire, metal, and human ingenuity. This is not a story of kings and courts. This is the story of industry being born. It is a world of clattering hammers, swirling coal smoke, and a restless energy that would soon power a global revolution. I invite you to witness it, to step beyond the history books and stand in the bustling, muddy, and astonishingly vibrant streets of Georgian Birmingham. Our reconstruction begins at the Bullring, the historic triangular marketplace that has been the town's commercial soul for centuries. Imagine walking through this dense throng on a market day. The air is a complex tapestry of scents, the earthy smell of vegetables, the sharp tang of livestock, and the sweet aroma of baking bread from nearby stalls. The primary sound is a constant, low roar of bartering and banter, punctuated by the cries of hawkers and the clatter of cartwheels on cobbles. Visually, it is a scene of organized chaos. Stalls with colorful canvas awnings are piled high with goods. Not just local produce, but manufactured wares that speak to Birmingham's specialty. You can see piles of polished buckles, gleaming buttons, and delicate metal toys, a term for the small fashionable items, like snuff boxes and trinkets, that were the town's early claim to fame. Towering over this scene is the medieval church of St. Martin's, a reminder of an older, slower world now surrounded by frenetic commerce. For a town of roughly 23,000 souls, this marketplace is its vital beating heart. From the Bull Ring, our view extends down the steep slope into Digbeth and across the river Ri to Digbeth. Standing here, you can feel the town's industrial pulse quicken. This is the domain of the metalworker. The dominant sound shifts from the crowd's roar to a pervasive rhythmic clang of hammers on anvils, a sound that echoes from dozens of small workshops. The air grows thicker, warmed by forge fires and carrying the distinct acrid smell of coal smoke and hot iron. Streams diverted into leats provide the water power for grinding wheels and trip hammers. What's remarkable here is the scale. This is not yet the age of the monolithic factory. Instead, industry is cellular, conducted in a warren of small timber-framed workshops, many with living quarters above. In 1683, records show Birmingham and its surrounding manors had over 250 smithies, with about half concentrated right here in Digbeth and Darragh. This dense network of skilled artisans, free from the restrictive guilds of older corporate towns, is the true engine of Birmingham's explosive growth. Moving north, AI reconstruction allows us to visualize another specialized district taking shape, the gun quarter. Here, on the Weaman estate laid out earlier in the century, the workshops have a more purposeful air. The sound of filing and precision fitting joins the hammer strikes. By 1750, firms like Pharma and Galton were already exporting thousands of firearms a year, particularly to Africa. This trade, fraught with moral complexity from our modern view, fueled local wealth and technical innovation. The architecture here begins to show the town's growing prosperity. While older timber frames remain new brick buildings with symmetrical neoclassical facades arising. St. Mary's Church, built for this estate in 1774, will soon anchor the area. But this progress is precarious. The workshops are packed. Close together, they're wooden structures and stores of charcoal, making the entire district a tinderbox. The fear of a catastrophic fire is a constant. Quiet anxiety beneath the industrious noise to grasp the town's geography. We ascend to the sandstone ridge and the elegant grounds of St. Philip's Church, consecrated as a parish church in 1715. This AI-generated panorama reveals why Birmingham is here. The ridge provides a dry, stable foundation, free from the damp of the Ree Valley below. From this vantage point in 1750, you witness a town in dynamic transition. To the east, the old core around the Bull Ring is a dense, smoky hive. To the west and north, on the slopes of the ridge, new estates are being laid out by ambitious landowners like the Colmore and Gooch families. These plots, leased for 120 years, are for the emerging middle class, the master craftsmen, and prosperous toy makers who are required to build substantial brick houses. The contrast is stark. The ordered, aspirational streets of the new estates look down upon the organic, bustling warren of the original industrial town. Let's step away from the grand vistas and into the human scale of daily life. If you were a skilled artisan here, your world was one of relentless work and fragile prosperity. Your family likely lived in the rooms above your workshop. For the poor, life was a grinding struggle in overcrowded courts with large families sharing 1 or 2 rooms. Social life was strictly delineated by class. For the wealthy industrialists beginning to move to country estates like Soho House, there was intellectual companionship in societies like the Lunar Society, though religious and political tensions simmered beneath the surface. For the workers, leisure was found in the town's many taverns, or for the more pious in the chapels that were growing in number. Family life, whether for rich or poor, was shaped by high infant mortality. Women often bore 8 or more children in the hope that 5 might survive to adulthood. It was a hard, uncertain existence, yet one charged with a palpable sense of possibility. Birmingham's genius was not in raw materials, was poorly situated, with no navigable river, and distant from coal. Its genius was in skill, innovation, and connection. Standing by the turnpike road to London, you'd witness the town's lifeline, a continuous flow of wagons. They brought in raw iron from the Forest of Dean, coal from Wednesbury, and sand. For casting, they carried out finished goods destined for global markets. But in 1750, a new artery is being planned that will transform everything: canals. The Birmingham Canal navigation, authorized just a few years later, will soon link the town to the national waterway network, slashing the cost of transport and igniting the next phase of explosive growth. The rutted, muddy road we stand on is the past. The dry ditch being surveyed by engineers is the future. This AI reconstruction isn't just about buildings and trade, it's about the social climate. The prosperity of 1750 Birmingham was volatile. The town had a notorious reputation for riots, whether over high food prices or religious dissent. While the infamous priestly riots lay for decades in the future, the fault lines were already visible. The growing community of religious dissenters, often the same innovators and industrialists, driving progressive for full civil rights, creating tension with the Anglican establishment. Furthermore, the vast gulf between the wealthy masters and the impoverished workers created a simmering undercurrent of discontent. The town's very freedom and lack of traditional hierarchy, which fueled its economic miracle, also made it a tinderbox of social and political friction. As our reconstruction draws to a close, stand again on the sandstone ridge at twilight. The hundreds of forge fires in the valley below begin to glow like a constellation on the earth, each one a small workshop where a piece of the modern world is being made. This is Birmingham in 1750, not yet the workshop of the world, but unquestionably its most dynamic forge. It is a town of stark contrasts between grime and grandeur, oppression and opportunity, chaotic lanes and elegant new squares. What we've witnessed through AI is the moment of critical mass. All the elements are here: the skilled labor, the entrepreneurial drive, the technological curiosity, and the networks of trade. The steam engine, which will soon define the age, is just over the horizon. The stage is set, the fire is lit, and the Industrial Revolution is ready to roar into life. What period of history should we reconstruct next? The birth of a medieval city, the bustle of a Victorian dockyard, or perhaps the quiet of a prehistoric landscape? Share your ideas in the comments below. And if you want to see more of these journeys into our collective past, please subscribe. Thank you for stepping back in time with us.